Netanyahu standing there in the middle of a photo flanked by all these Arab leaders. It seems he's right when he says that the future is heading in his direction. The other Arab countries are willing to push the Palestinians under a bus and normalize ties with Israel.
So, as I said before, we saw the interview of the former chief of intelligence, the Saudi prince, and also this morning, the former Israeli chief of Mossad, both agreeing that you cannot pass the Palestinian issue. The way to the Arab world goes through Ramallah, through a peace deal.
And yet history is proving otherwise, because experience... But Uri, you say this is a theory, but experience shows there is Netanyahu shaking hands with the Omani foreign minister, sitting next to the foreign minister of Yemen. You know, maybe this is theory, but in reality we're seeing that doesn't stack up.
But the next phase cannot happen without a deal with the Palestinians. Look, even Trump, okay, even the most right-wing president you can imagine on the Israeli-Palestinian issue is holding a peace deal, which apparently has some parameters that are close to the Geneva Accord that Mr. Beilin led, and other like the Clinton parameters. I'm sure we haven't seen it yet. But nothing can
and yet there was a
can happen without a progress with the Palestinians.
That's just a right-wing talking point that simply isn't true anymore. The Arab countries don't care at the end of the day. It's true that Prince Faisal gave an interview here, but there are a lot of divisions within the Saudi kingdom. I wonder what MBS would say. I can tell you, from my own reporting, and I've been in touch across the Arab world too, I'm hearing the exact opposite. I'm hearing that there's a lot of frustration with the Palestinian Authority, and that the Arab world wants to give the Palestinian Authority another chance, but if Mahmoud Abbas doesn't come to the bargaining table, which he isn't, that they're prepared to move on. They care more about Iran at the end of the day than the Palestinian street. You look at, by the way, the move of the U.S. Embassy to Jerusalem. I mean, I thought that there would be earthquakes throughout the Arab world. We were told protests. Nothing, silence. I think
Beilin,
that tells us a lot.
Your take on this, Netanyahu, is he being proven right here?
Killed on that day is not nothing. You can say that you expected something even more than that.
I'm talking about nothing across the Arab world. I'm talking about across the Arab world.
In Gaza, it is enough. There are human beings.
Yeah, Gaza.
Okay, well, let's say that to one side. Dr. Beilin, when you see Netanyahu standing here in front of all these Arab leaders, I mean, is this an achievement, a foreign policy achievement? Chapeau to the Prime Minister.
And by the way, quickly, the 63 Arabs killed
I will let Dr. Beilin answer, please.
Hamas at the end of the day.
I'll tell you something. In '94, I was in Oman. It was a big deal. Praised, first time, president. One of the evenings, there were not too many of them, but in one of the meetings, Yusuf Ben Ali, who is still the foreign minister of Oman, took me in his car. He drove, and I felt like I was in I don't know where, a dream which came true. Everything is opening up to us. They are not even hiding from us and whatever. And, you know, Yusuf Ben Ali will look at me and say, Yossi, I see your smile, and I want to tell you, it is true. We want very much to have a peace with you and agreements with you and whatever, but don't think for a moment that any time in the future it can be implemented. And there were some, let's say, under the table relationship between Oman and Israel without peace with the Palestinians. We are deceiving ourselves. It is not a precedent. It is a wonderful picture with Netanyahu. And chapeau, he did something. But one has to remember the economic conferences and all these meetings which we had in the 90s and were stopped when he became the Prime Minister because of his policy.
Okay, and let's take a look briefly. That's exactly the message echoed by a senior Saudi prince to Israeli television. Let's take a listen.
I think from the Israeli point of view, Mr. Netanyahu would like us to have a relationship, and then we can fix the Palestinian issue. From the Saudi point of view, it's the other way around.
So, Aaron, what do you make here of the case that says, yes, the Arab world wants relations with Israel, but look, let's be serious. They have to face the Arab street at the end of the day. And if the Arab street is as antagonistic to Israel, we all know it is, they cannot get away without Israel giving something to the Palestinians.
I think the Arab street wants jobs. I think the Arab street, if you really look into it, cares more about the economy and also, by the way, sort of sees Iran as a larger threat. You look at the growing movement in Iraq toward Israel, which is stunning to me. In Lebanon, aside from, of course, Hezbollah, the average Lebanese secular population doesn't see Israel as an enemy. So this Arab Street myth has been busted time and time again. You look at most conflicts that are going on between the Houthis and the Saudis. You look at the Iraq-Iran conflict, has nothing to do with the Palestinians. If the Arab world cared so much about the Palestinian Authority and about peace with between Israel and the Palestinians, they would be doing a lot more. They wouldn't be sitting on the sidelines. And so it's clear they care about
I mean, there seems to be a case here because the Arab countries want to fight Iran, and instead of demanding a price for just the photo op of the Yemeni foreign minister sitting Netanyahu, they're giving it to Israel for free because they want to move ahead, don't they?
I want to make an important point here. The biggest interest in the Middle East for peace with the Palestinians lies in Israel. The real existential threat on the state of Israel as a Jewish democratic homeland is the Israeli-Palestinian conflict and the continuation of the occupation and the military control of millions of Palestinians under the might of our arms.
I could have sworn Israel offered the Palestinians a state.
So the fact that Netanyahu sees a reward by pushing aside the Palestinian issue is proving how much irresponsible this Prime Minister is. He has all this power to use in order to advance a peace treaty with the Palestinians, and instead he's doing whatever he can to push it away.